That's right. That's Rinkside, episode number 11. Chewie hit him with the big milestone today.
How's it going, everyone? We finally hit 100 subs. I think we're sitting at 101 or 102 right now. Thank you, everyone, for getting us here before this episode. And with that, we also have some special news. We finally got our Discord set up, so you can hit the link in the video or on the post once it goes up. Join the Discord because we have a giveaway, our second giveaway. So when you join the Discord, you'll see a channel that says giveaways with flying money right at the top. When you click on that, react with any emoji you want to that post, and that's instantly entered into the giveaway. We'll do a random draw. The winner gets 3 Twitch bonuses in season 5. So that's a full season worth of Twitch bonuses. That's +6. That's pretty decent. I mean, if you're fighting for a playoff spot, that could be a big boost. If you're fighting for some awards, or if you just want to get your player better, definitely join the Discord and enter into the giveaway. And before we go any further, Potty, first off, how was your week and what are you drinking?
I'm drinking. What am I sipping on? I'm sipping on this IPA Son of Juice by oh boy, I don't know. I don't. Maplewood Brewery in Chicago. Uh, that's what I'm sipping on. My week's been good. Uh, Played a lot of golf. Shot a like a my goal is to shoot only 5 strokes on a hole. So if you do that for a hole 18, it's only 90 strokes. So I only played rounds of 9, and I shot a 46, which is like +1 over 45. But I shot it 2 days in
Nice.
a row, so it's consistent. It's not what I want, but I'm heading in a direction.
Sweet. We're gonna have to do a ringside golf tournament then, because I love golfing. I haven't broken 90 yet. Like I haven't broken 90 yet. I think my best score is 93, consistently around there. So we'll definitely have to hit up the links. And this week I am drinking something really interesting from local as well, Forefathers Brewery. It's a terpene beer, so it smells and tastes like marijuana. When I cracked it open, I thought like my face was in a marijuana plant. That's how strong it is. But there's no weed in it, which is kind of cool. So it's a beer that tastes like marijuana. And then in favor of the fall season, I also got my pumpkin spice bubble tea.
Ooh, that sounds good right now. Uh,
Yeah.
So we've got a nice program put together for our viewers today. Starting off, we're going to recap an unsanctioned exhibition between the Warsaw Warlocks, the Boston War Unicorns, and the Dublin Dragons. This is some behind the doors exhibition stuff, and we've got the inside scoop. Next, we're going to pair off with the second half of the World Cup plays of the week, and then we're going to move into a special segment featuring David Hume, Squibs, and Kevin Cushing, as well as Joey Raab himself, coming in with the predictions of the next season. So, with that, let's talk about this exhibition game. I'll keep it quick. Fletcher Reed, who's the owner of the Boston War Unicorns, put together a really interesting concept. What if you simulated the minors team playing the affiliates team? Well, he did that. So the Warlocks played against Dublin Dragons twice, Boston War Unicorns twice, and also this third team that was made up completely of Joes. So the end result was the Warlocks beat the Joes, and they took Dublin into OT, lost to Dublin. Then they took Boston War Unicorns into OT, and we've got the highlights of that game-winning performance for you right now. So starting off, it's in the middle of the face-off. Looks like War Unicorns have won, and Jack Brown sinks one in, right wing, number 42. And then to take it home, we've got my man Tyler Grims coming with an awesome performance. Almost gets the bottle off as well. So, That was our coverage of the unsanctioned exhibition. And now we're going to move over to our plays of the week. And now for our second half coverage of the World Cup plays of the week.
So first up, we got to play with Canada Red and USA North. Sponge Scrub over here gets laid out. Looks like his legs are over his head, doing the scorpion. That was a big hit from USA on Scrub, who's scrubbing the ice at this point.
Oh, yeah, that was a big one. And we've got North passing it Krieg to Gray, and Stone holds strong, preventing a barrage of shots going in. Let's take a closer look once again. Got Gray hitting one and caught it behind his legs. Next up,
Next up, we got another big hit from Eagle Foot. Lays them out, injures them, and then gets into a fight right after with Bjorn Madison. The fight takes a couple seconds, but it looks close throughout the fight, and Eagle Foot takes the helmet off and inevitably knocks out Madison as well.
wow.
That's just that's true hockey right there. Laying out the hit and then defending yourself on it.
Yes.
You can't ask for a better play.
And, speaking of one, we've got one of the instant replays with, I think that's Simser. Is that number 98? Is that right?
Yeah,
Or was
Simser.
all right. Yeah, going in with the other view, and we saw just a crushing blow here. Then we got this one.
Yeah, next up we got Amelia Rose with the puck. Makes the play and ends up potting it into the net there. Just a nice goal.
Nice goal.
Ties it up late to go into OT. That's that 99 poise helping you out there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And speaking of that OT, here we go. We've got Gray coming down. Looks like North needs one, and Gray sinks one in. Do you got any technical kind of overview of what just happened there that you could share?
uh,
Just a good goal.
just a good goal. Yeah,
Yeah,
just clutching it out when she can, and nice hands. I mean, Gray's one of the best in the league.
yeah. All right.
And next up, we got a nice face-off passing play from USA East here with Mojo Rising putting it into the net to give them the 1-0 lead late into the second. That's a good way to go into the dressing room before the third period.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And closing us out, we've got Jonesy's coming down from Canada Red. Passes it. Oh, who was that? Was that soft serve Calder's cream? Kind of kind of floated down there, but I'll still give credit where it's due. A goal's a goal.
Yeah, it looks like
There's Reeves.
looks like the save was gonna be made, but it bounced off one of the defenders and just trickled in. Twin Screw was sliding to the bench at that point.
Yeah. All right. Well, that wraps up our plays of the week for the World Cup. And now we're going to transition it over to our special segment with our guest panel.
What's up, everyone? We got the panel here. First off, to my right, we got Joey Raab, the co-owner of the Jacksonville Vipers, repping his gold medal from the World Cup. Beside him, we got Kevin Cushing, the GM of the Melbourne Martyrs. Uh, Below me, we got David Hume, the GM of Turku Finns. Beside him, we got Squibs Tkachuk, the owner of Florence Firebirds. And then on the far corner, we got Pawtai, the head coach of the Warsaw Warlocks and assistant coach and GM of the Dublin Dragons. How's it going, everybody?
Did you call us the Melbourne Martyrs?
Is
I
that
heard
not what
that.
it is?
Like, I'm not sure if
Did you-
this is a pronunciation error or a great burn. Like,
Martyrs? No? Is that not how you pronounce it?
Marauders.
Marauders.
It's usually me pronunciation.
The Melbourne murdered.
Damn.
So quickly, we're just talking about the off season, what next season holds, and some of your guys' predictions. So it'll be pretty casual. I'll go through some questions. Everyone will have a chance to answer, and everyone will have a chance to say who's wrong. So we'll start off with Joey Raab. The first question: how did your off season go? Was it to plan, and would you change anything, or would you do anything differently?
I would definitely say it was the plan. We only had a few players to re-sign. We were able to re-sign them. Sadly, lost Oliver Price to free agency, but we called up Laterman from the ice. We kind of feel like he can fill that Oliver Price void that we have now. But all in all, it was a pretty decent offseason.
Sweet. Yeah, I think you and Alaska were the only two teams that only had to replace one player, so it's a good position to be in, especially at the top of the standings. Cushing, this is going to be an interesting one, but how did Melbourne's off season go? Was it to plan, and would you change anything?
I mean, it's weird because we thought it was going badly, and then we learned what badly really looked like. At first we were disappointed that we just weren't able to bring in genuinely anyone. Price was mentioned. We'd been trying for him. We missed out on that. Missed out on a few other folks that we thought we had a chance with. We let Ramzik walk because our D was so loaded and top heavy. And then our GM and his real life wife, who were both D-men, left the server along with one forward, and suddenly we're down 3 of our top 4 D-men.
Nice. And your replacements, are you happy with your replacements in the off season at least?
I mean, I'm happy with the character of folks we got. Both
Sweet.
Prudhomme and Ingham are absolutely great. I just hate, if you saw the preseason game versus Norfolk, they got lit up really hard. I think 5 of the 6 goals were against them. And so to see that happen, it is rough. Another season from now, they're going to be great pieces. It's just going to be a rough year.
Sweet. Well, make the best of what you got, right? And Hume, how did you feel the Finns off season went?
I think it went pretty great, to be honest. I mean, we lost Stahl, which is a big blow, but we knew that coming in. He was kind enough to let us know before the season started that he was retiring, so we had plenty of time to prepare for that. I mean, he's still a guy you don't want to see go, but I think Hellstrom is going to be, a more than adequate replacement once he gets, some progressions in, which he came in from the jump and was like, hey, if you guys got any suggestions, if you got a progression plan, like I'm here, I'll take your advice, etc. Which, you love to see as an assistant GM or coach, somebody new coming in and going, yo, all right, I'm here. What can I do for the team? And we kept everybody else. We got another, year of progressions, bringing Young back, who was huge for us last season. I mean, in my obviously biased opinion, I think he's the best goalie in the league. So I'm excited. I think this is our year.
Sweet. And Squibs, how was Florence's off season? Sweet. I'm not sure how much everyone actually heard from that, to be completely honest with you guys. But
I heard more than I needed to.
All right. So talking about off seasons, we'll make this quick. Name off the team. Who do you think improved most this off season? And just a quick bullet point and why. Raab didn't want to answer the question, so he's gone. So we'll go with Cushing. Who do you think improved this off season and why?
Well, since Squibs cut out, I will hook him up and say FFB. When I did my highest attribute gain this offseason, Florence was the lead team, having gained 1,809 attribute points from last offseason to now, which led the entire league.
Sweet. Yeah, Florence. I mean, picking up a goalie, sniper defense this offseason, they're definitely up there. Now that Rab's back, gun to his head, we made him answer the question. But Rab, who do you think improved most this offseason? And just a quick bullet point on why.
Oh, it absolutely was Florence. Puck stopper was a good goalie and kind of kept them in the chase for the playoffs. But getting a goaltender of Lupe's caliber is absolutely it could be what sets them over and gets them into that playoff position, and they could surprise some people.
Awesome. Hume, who improved the most this offseason and why was it Florence?
As much as it pains me to give them and Squibs any credit at all, I got to go with Florence. Bocce is a solid keeper. I played a season and a little bit with them. We traded him for Young, which I remember that conversation with me and Escola just, weighing the pros and cons. Like, I think it worked out for the better, but it's, still, like, we didn't trade him because we didn't think he was good. So he's going to be huge for them. And then, bolstering their offense and defense. Anytime you can make all three phases of your game better in an off season in any sport, really, how's that not a win? Like, it has to be. So I gotta say Florence.
Sweet. And Squibs, in your unbiased opinion, who do you think improved the most this offseason?
I'm not going to say me. I am actually going to say it was San Diego.
Nice.
Reason I say that, they traded for Harper. They were very active in the trades. Obviously, I know Matt wanted, some bigger free agents to come to him, but regardless, I think the Harper trade's really going to help him in that division. So I would say that, San Diego would be my next best after Florence. So that's
on top of the trades they made toward the end of the season as well.
Yeah, they brought in, I think, Eric Leclerc and Corey Poley, which was huge upgrades. I think Corey Poley is sitting at their highest rated D-man. So,
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. Pawtai, we'll go to you. Do you think Florence improved enough to make playoffs this season?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely put in the right keys for the investment. But, it's a chaotic environment where a lot of chance occurs. So it's kind of hard to predict. But I think that the intentions are straightforward, and they're on a run for the playoffs.
Sweet. And we'll go to the next question here on predictions for the winner of each division. So quickly before everyone goes, our lovely Commissioner Krieg politely submitted his winners. So we'll go over his really quick, and then we can go over everyone else's. But Krieg had Krieg had Jacksonville to win the Atlantic Division, Vegas to win the Central once again. They had Alaska to win the Pacific once again, and Turku to step up and win the Europe Division. And they had Alaska and Florida in the Cup Finals, with Alaska repeating. So we'll go to Rab and see what your thoughts are on the divisions this year. Who's going to take each division, and who do you think will be in the Cup Finals this year?
Every team definitely got better in some way or another, so it's not going to be an easy road to the playoffs for any team. Pacific, I did say that Alaska would win that division. I just think that they're far and away better. Central, I went Vegas. Atlantic, I'm hopeful for a Jacksonville repeat, but Florida's not going to make it easy. And then for Europe, I think I said Turku. I think so. Cup final, I really hope Jacksonville. I wouldn't mind a rematch against Alaska, so we can get some revenge. But no matter who's in the final, I'll watch it. I'm gonna enjoy it. This is fun.
All right, confirmed. Rab will watch the finals no matter what. Sweet.
I mean, if it lives up to last year.
Seriously. Cushing, real quick, who's your division winners and who do you think's going to be in the finals this season?
All right. Do you want me to do just mine or mine in the leagues?
Let's go with yours and then we'll go back to you for the leagues.
Sounds good. All right. So first off, Atlantic. This was definitely the hardest for me, but I did go Jacksonville just because I loved how they played last year. Central, I went with Las Vegas. Pacific, Alaska. Thus far, no real shockers. And I went back to Dublin for Europe.
Sweet. Hume, let's hear yours. Hopefully there's some different teams, but if not, that's okay.
Well, I mean, until somebody proves that they can step up and beat them, or they just dramatically fall off, you got to take Alaska for that division.
Yeah.
I feel like they've earned it, Central, Vegas as well. The Atlantic, I'm actually going to go Florida, even though I really think it's a toss-up. I mean, really, it's one of those, 50-50 bet the money line, like
Yep.
If Jacksonville, Florida, who knows, but I'm picking Florida. I got us for the Europe, and that's unbiased. Like, I think we've improved enough that we're going to give Dublin a run. That's going to be another division that honestly I think comes down to the last couple weeks. I think, just like Jacksonville and Florida are going to be fighting all year, Turku and Dublin are going to be fighting all year.
100%.
And then, that's it.
Sweet. And Squibs.
To Turku, I think Turku's depth is separated from Dublin. Pacific, Alaska, Florida, and I'll save my sleeper for the last one, and that's Central. Tennessee's going to win it. I believe Las Vegas might lose a couple pieces. So,
all right, I like you again.
I think Tennessee's going to come through. So, and I have Florida versus Turku in the finals, with Turku actually winning it all. So,
all right.
Wow.
I definitely like you again.
And Pawtai, why don't you give your insight real quick? Who do you think's gonna do? What do you think everyone's gonna do this season?
I think we have a room full of experts in and experts amongst each other, so these picks aren't going to be too crazy, but we got Dublin taking home Europe, as expected. Alaska with Pacific. Las Vegas, I learned, has the highest overall of any team, so I, elected them for Central, and then I thought Jacksonville just performed the best for the Atlantic. No bias there based on the guest panel, just like the team as a whole.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much different. I mean, sounds like everyone's agreeing with each other here, so it's no real discussion. But what does the league think, Cushing? And I'm going to assume it's probably mostly the same, but why don't you rifle them off real quick, and we'll get to the last question.
So the closest was in the Atlantic, where Florida very narrowly beat Jacksonville. And then Las Vegas won Central, Alaska won Pacific, no real shockers there. And then Dublin, despite so many people picking Turku here, it's worth noting that only 4 of the 23 people who voted thought Turku was going to win Europe.
I take that personally.
Wow. So Hume submitted 4 times then to this.
I did remove all the
system?
people that are on here when I counted those.
Okay, fair enough. So Hume's, for all accounts, confirmed.
I
voted for
had
Turku.
Willis do it 4 times.
Okay, there we go. Sweet. Last question here. This, I think, might have a little more differentiation, but who's your sleeper pick for this season? And I mean, keep in mind, this may not be a team that's going to win it all or make the playoffs, but who do you think's going to improve the most over last season in the standings? And we'll start off with Raab. Go ahead.
I think it's going to be Tennessee. I mean, they were 3rd or 4th to last season. I really think, I mean, watching Charlie O playing in net during the World Cup, holy crap, he was on fire. So I definitely can see Tennessee, cracking some skulls and moving up the rankings.
Yeah, I think their offense in game, like overall, is in the 90s. I think they're higher than most teams for
Damn.
offense. So, yeah.
95.
Cushing, who
95.
do you got for most improved in the rankings?
I mean, you could say Tennessee, San Diego, or Florence. I think all are going to move up about 3 spots this year.
Cool. Sweet. Hume, what do you think?
The Florence, I think is going to get a playoff spot in Europe. But I think like if we're going for like a sleeper pick, like dark horse, based on where they finished last year, I honestly think San Diego's going to make some waves this year. I don't necessarily know if they're going to make the playoffs, but at the very least, they'll be in the fight for till the end of the season.
Sweet. Yeah, that'll be interesting. And Squibs, who do you got?
So I talked about Tennessee already. My other pick is actually Norfolk. The way that they have played this preseason has been amazing. And then, you throw in a guy like Twin Screw in goal. You have to be on your best to beat him on a good day. So, I think they're going to be a lot more competitive than they have been in the past couple years. So,
yeah, this preseason they've been on fire. Obviously, facing lower teams, but I mean, like you said, Twin Screw I think is sitting at like a 96 overall. That's just insane. Like that'll scare most top teams. I mean, that scares Dublin when we face them. So, yeah, awesome pick. And Pawtai, what's your thoughts? Who's your sleeper for the season?
So I got one that's off the board. Nobody's put on there. I think Boston War Unicorns. When you start from the bottom, you have the biggest upside for potential to change. And Fletcher Reed is a coach that sims. And if you know anything about simulation hockey, coaches that sim are coaches that win. And so I think that he's taken home. I don't know if it's going to be a playoff spot. It's a big jump, but I think there's a lot of wins and a lot of movement in their rankings for this year. But I wish him the best in getting a playoff spot as well. That'd be cool to see him up there.
Yeah, sweet.
Flames why Malmo sucked last year. I didn't sim at all.
That's probably why he didn't win.
Yeah.
So we'll go through one more. I know I didn't send this to you guys before, but last thing, what's your biggest hot take for this season? Could be absolutely anything on where a team finishes, where a player finishes in the awards race. What's your biggest hot take for this season, Raab? If you need a second to think about it, think.
Oh yeah. I really don't know. I think kind of like, season 4, I had a season that I think shouldn't have happened. I mean, having 29 goals and tying the record is crazy, and I didn't consider myself an elite sniper. I think that someone outside of the box is going to now become, a top 5 sniper, whether it's, Squibs Tkachuk.
Cool.
I think something like that can happen.
Sweet. Cushing, what's your hot take for this upcoming season?
Just to spoil some others, Norfolk was mentioned. I don't think they're going to improve that much at all. And one of the surprising ones was for Florence. Talking about them as a playoff team, yet everyone picked Dublin and Turku ahead of them. I don't think we're going to have 3 teams make it from one division. So I think both of them missed the playoffs by a significant amount.
Wow. So we got a Norfolk and Florence hater in the group here. I'm kidding. Hume, your hot take for the season.
All right, my hot take is that I lead the league in goals.
Wow.
I finally figure out that sometimes you got to shoot after you dangle, and I think once I put that together, I'll score a little bit more.
Just don't dangle.
I mean, where's the fun in that?
Yeah, fair.
So you've had too many Labats tonight, that's for sure.
Hey, you said a hot take, all right? Not a lukewarm take.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
fair.
that's out there. I mean, you may as well have said Boston, San Diego, Rome making the playoffs at that point. But
I mean, I can keep going. Turku wins the cup.
oh
Escola
my
leads the
gosh,
league in points.
That's not a hot
Wait,
take.
how are you and
Young
Escola gonna
gets
lead the league
40
in points?
shutouts.
All right, Squibs Tkachuk, what's your hot take for the season?
Triple H is going to win coach here. I think he's proved it a little bit last year when he took over. He's going to really turn some heads, and I mean, even though we had a hell of an offseason, I'm still scared of him. Even though he finished technically below us, I'm still scared of what he has and the mind that he has in him. So I think he's going to win Coach of the Year, and Rome's going to surprise a lot of people.
If I can cut
As
in
much
real
as-
quick, because I talk to him a lot because the affiliations. Malmo is his team and my team's affiliation, so I have a lot of discourse with him when it comes to personnel, etc. Like, I fully agree with that take. Like, he knows what he's doing for sure.
Sweet,
So
that'll
here's
be
a
an
question
interesting
for you:
one too.
where do you think Rome needs to finish in the standings, not in the division, overall in the standings for him to be Coach of the Year consideration?
I wouldn't even say that he has to finish better than fourth in Europe. I think it's just Europe is going to be, steps above, second, third, and fourth place of some of our other divisions. So I do think Europe's going to send 3 teams to the tournament. I don't know, exactly who that'll be. But, looking at the conference, I think all 4 Europe teams are better than the second place team in the Pacific. So, I think
Wow.
Triple H, might not improve in our standings, in our division, but I think, just from the league as a whole, he's just going to kind of turn a lot of heads.
Very interesting. This will be interesting to look back on. And Pawtai, let's hear your hot take. You're a hot take guy. I want to hear it.
Oh, yeah, so it's a double hot take. So first off, the Warsaw Warlocks take the cup back to Poland for the second time. And with a little Polish push, the Dublin Dragons take home the cup so that's what's going to happen.
All right. Sweet. All right, guys. Thanks so much for coming on to the panel. And we hope to do something like this again. If you guys enjoyed it, awesome. If you guys didn't, well, too bad. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great night. Thanks to that whole panel there. Thank you to Raab, Hume, Cushing, and Squibs Tkachuk, and of course you, Pawtai. That was a good discussion. I'm excited for the season. We're starting up in the next couple days, and I'm excited to see what season 5 holds.